Hello, YouTube community. It's Robert S., and welcome back to RobScure Music. In today's video, I'd like to talk to you about an American soul singer named Candi, with an I, Staton. Now, it could be pronounced Staton. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I've seen it online in videos pronounced both ways, but I've always called her Candi Staton, so that's what I'm going with. And this is Candi Staton. And she was born in March 1940 in Huntsville, Alabama. And when she was young, she and her sister were sent to the Jewel Christian Academy School in Nashville, Tennessee. And while she was there, the school's pastor recognized that she had an incredible talent. She had a beautiful voice. And so she, her sister Maggie, and a third girl actually formed a group that they called the Jewel Gospel Trio. And as this trio, they toured the usual, gospel Christian circuit with other gospel singers such as Mahalia Jackson. And, while she was touring, she met Lou Rawls. They fell in love, and she ran off with him with every intention of getting married. And she was 17 at the time. And Lou's mom basically talked them out of it and convinced Candi to go back to school. Well, Candi figured, school was not for her, so rather than return to Tennessee, she returned home to Alabama. And while she was there, she started singing in some local clubs. And one day, Clarence Carter, who was a big star on the Fame record label, heard her singing, and he loved it. So he introduced her to Rick Hall, who was the owner of Fame Records. He heard her singing, and it was pure Southern soul, and her voice is something similar to Gladys Knight. And they said, you know what? Let's make a couple records, couple singles, and see what happens. Well, what happened is she actually became somewhat of a hit in the US on the R&B charts. She released a song in 1970, I think it was, called Sweet Feelings, and that went to number 5, I believe, on the R&B charts. And she followed up with a song called, I think it was called Destiny, which was a hit in the UK. Eventually, she did a cover of the Tammy Wynette song "Stand By Your Man," and that hit, I believe, number 4 on the R&B charts. And she would later cover the song "In the Ghetto," which I think many of us are familiar with from Elvis Presley. Mac Davis, who wrote the song, also performed it. And so she had these 3 hits, and she actually had done 3 albums with Fame Records before she did a collaboration with what's his name? Producer David Crawford. And that was around 1976. And he was doing some disco stuff, and she started to do some disco music, which was appropriate for the time, I suppose. And they had a song called Young Hearts Run Free, which actually hit number 1. And it became a big disco hit. And it might be the only song that perhaps you know Candi Staton from. and she hit Soul Train, and things seemed like they were starting to happen for her. And what I'll do is I'm actually going to have some of her music a little later in this video, but again, she started out with sort of the singing gospel. She got into the R&B, and honestly, this CD that I showed before, this is one of three pieces of music that I have from her. This is a compilation. It has 26 songs. I'll hold it up here. You can pause it if you want to take a look at that. And it's pretty much the songs from the 3 albums that she released on Fame Records, and songs from around that era. And then like I said, in 76, she had the hit with, I think it was 76, 77, sometime around then. She had the hit with Young Hearts Run Free. She also did a cover of the Bee Gees song Nights in Broadway, and that became a hit for her as well. And then in 1978, she released House of Love. And while I don't have the album that contains her hit single Young Hearts Run Free, I've heard the album. There are a couple songs I like, but overall, if I had the single of Young Hearts Run Free, I'd have enough. So I'll have to get that at some point. Anyway, I kind of like this album, House of Love, and it's got quite a few good songs. Side 1 has 3 songs: Victim, Honest I Do Love You, and Yesterday Evening. And I think all 3 are fantastic. Then there are 4 songs on the second side. I'm gonna make You Love Me, which I think most people will recognize as a song that became a hit for Diana Ross and the Supremes and the Temptations. And then she's got her last song there is a gospel song called Take My Hand, Precious Lord. And again, I'll include these on some of the songs. And let me get back to this for a second. This has got a number of fantastic songs. Some of the highlights, some of the songs I like are I'm Just a Prisoner of Your Good Loving. I'd rather be an old man's sweetheart than a young man's fool. And I should say that a lot of these songs that she sings come from her personal experiences. She had a bit of a rough life. I won't get into it here, but she had a child with the son of a pastor. She had an abusive relationship. But again, when she met Clarence Carter, he eventually became her husband, and I think that she's had some ups and some downs, but I think that they got along okay. But anyway, so I'd rather be an old man's sweetheart than a young man's fool. Great song. The Best Thing You Ever Had, and of course, Stand By Your Man is on here. In the Ghetto is on here. What else? Freedom is Beyond the Door. Again, I mentioned the abusive relationship, and sometimes what goes on behind closed doors in the privacy of your own home, could be very different from the public image you portray, and you feel like freedom is just beyond that door. So, and then The Thanks I Get for Loving You is great. And again, I'll include these songs so you can get a taste for her music, and see if you like it and want to explore her catalog a little bit. And then I have, and this is really the reason I'm making this video. It sort of inspired me because I was toying with this, making a video for Candi Staton, and then I saw this the other day when I went to Newberry Comics, and they had this on sale. Candi Staton, Trouble, Heartaches, and Sadness. Rare cuts from the Fame Sessions Masters. And you'll see there's a Record Store Day, and it's actually from Record Store Day 2021. I wasn't aware of it, but I did see it in the sales section of Newberry Comics, and as soon as I saw it was from the Fame Sessions, which is my favorite part of her career, I had to have it. So here's the track listing on the back. And this is a fantastic album. This is One More Hurt, Spread Your Love on Me are great. Do Right Woman, fantastic song. Trouble, Heartaches, and Sadness. And she actually does, you'll see it here, cover of the Dolly Parton song, Jolene. So, great album. Glad I found that. So, what I'll do now is play some of her music. So, again, you can take a listen, and I hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you on the other side.
Oh, your love has got me in captivity. Yeah, yet if you should leave me, I know I would die. Yeah, in other words, listen, I just couldn't take it, baby. I couldn't stand for you to say goodbye. Now I'm just a prisoner for your good loving. Just loving once a month is all an old man desire. You can love a young man 7 days a week and still is not satisfied. No man would be so great you could just sit and talk while a young man is somewhere doing the camel walk. I'd rather be an old man's sweetheart than to be a young man too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Live on, baby. Time is gonna prove I was the best thing you ever had. Yes, I was the best thing you ever had. You made me suffer. Live on, baby. Well, baby, live on. You made me cry all night long. Live on, baby. Cry, baby, live on. Be proud of him, 'cause after all, he's just a man. Stand by your man. Give him 2 arms to cling to and something warm to come to when the nights are cold and lonely. You're loving somebody else. If you can't, leave him alone. Give me the facts, baby. Don't keep me hanging on. Oh, baby. Is this the thanks I get for loving you? Oh, yeah. I gave up every God I knew. As a crowd gathers round an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand. In the ghetto, and as her young man dies on a cold and gray Chicago morn, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. I've tried to leave so many times, but I never got past the door. 'Cause every time you throw me one of your sweet lines, God knows I just couldn't go. But oh, I'm leaving you for good, baby. our chance, honey. Let's not waste it. Lord, it's been so long since I felt your kiss. I need you so bad I can taste it. You don't belong to me anymore, baby, baby. But this old feeling is still inside, and you can't hide it. Baby, baby, spread your love on me. Oh, baby, baby, spread your love on me. While it warm the way it used to be. Spread it on. Spread it on. It's gonna be our best thing. They couldn't have brought us together. You know it can't be true. How can a do-right woman be meant for a wrong-doing man like you? Just ain't no way, baby. No, 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 no. You're gonna do wrong. I don't care what you do. Ain't no right in you, baby. Oh, no. You're gonna do wrong. Oh, baby. Breaking up is the right thing to do. Yeah. I just want you to go your way and just leave me alone. I'm gonna be alright. Yeah. Baby.
So that's it. Candi Staton's career in 9 minutes or whatever that was, 9.5. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please explore her music. Candi, thank you for making such wonderful music that I've enjoyed, that many others enjoyed, and hopefully some of the listeners here will be introduced to you and enjoy your music as well. But I want to thank you all for watching. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. And as I always say, stay well, friends. And remember, if the music strikes a chord, let it play.